There's a worksheet here that has all that. Again, if you can't print this out, if you don't have a printer, just get a sheet of paper and write it. You don't even have to make it tables with all the fancy boxes or anything. I'm not asking for that. Okay? Fill this out. How many outdoor units? 1 or 2, because you can put up to 8 units, so you might get away with 1 unit. And give me a price. The web pages all have it. Shouldn't be a problem. And the heating cooling capacity should be the same. There's a few units where they're different, so that's why I have 2 columns here. But if they're the same, put it down. And what website did you use? Write that down here. And again, a little bit about the multi-ports. Same things. Probably these pages will be the same, so you can just write here, same, if it is. Probably will be, but may not be. Again, different manufacturers split up their data a little bit differently, so I tried to make this accommodating. I've done this project and using several different vendors just to make sure that you can do it too. Pipe diameter, well, we already know that. It's 1.25 inches. And again, usually you buy it in 100-foot rolls, so you're just going to tell me, okay, I need 400-foot rolls. That's all I'm really asking for at the end. And again, the website. Then the mini splits, you don't need this many. I gave you a table that has 16. I don't think you want to use that many, but that would be the maximum. Where they are, fill this out and get this back to me. That's all we're asking. We also need to look at hydronic heating. Hydronics are a little bit different. This is where let me scroll up and come back to it. This is an example of hydronic heating here, where we use, some call it radiative heating. We run pipe in the subfloor, put the floor over it, heat the pipe. And it provides a nice even uniform heat. The nice thing with this half of the project is you don't really care about the rooms, do you? Because you're running this on the subfloor and then you build all the rooms above it. So you can have pipes in the closet space, anywhere where you can fit it, you can put these pipes and provide this wonderful way to heat the home. It's essentially the same as a radiator hot water. So you need a boiler system with this, because you are going to boil the water and send it up. But you've talked about radiative systems in the past. This is just a fancier term for a radiator system. It's where the radiator runs through the entire floor. Mostly what I need to do is have you do is tell me how many feet of pipe you need on each floor, and it's the same for each floor because they're both the same footprint. And the diameter of the pipe, because that's going to determine, as you know from a water system, what it really boils down to is gallons per minute. How much flow do you need to achieve the heating to get the heat transfer rate that you're looking for? The faster you flow, the more heat you can pick up, but you don't want it to flow it too fast, or it may not pick up the heat quick enough. Very typical thermodynamics problem. So, but that's all been done for you, and you'll see in the lecture when we get those up in a week or so that it's really just a matter of based on square footage. So you've got 2,000 square feet. That's going to size the boiler for you right away, and the pipe sizing. So that's done. That's a fixed. You should all have the same answer for that, and then you just need to run it through. Let me scroll down to it again. One problem with a PDF. There we go, the hydronic. And, roughly how many feet of pipe in each area that'll add up. And I've already put in some boxes for that. You just need to put in numbers here. That's all I'm looking for. Again, if you can't, for whatever reason, print this sheet out, you can just take a sheet of paper and say dining room, X feet of pipe, kitchen, Y feet of pipe. Take a picture of that, send it to me. You're done. Ditto for the second floor, and then a little worksheet, what's the gallon per minute flow rate for the boiler, total amount of pipe you need to within 100 feet, because you're going to buy it in 100-foot rolls. So, I'm not, you're not going to get taken off if one of you comes up with 332 feet and one of you comes up with 335 feet. It doesn't mean much there, because we're going to buy this in probably 100-foot rolls, possibly 50. Vendors do sell them in shorter lengths, but generally as a contractor, you're going in and you're buying these on a large scale. So there you are. Then I'm going to ask you to add in the hot water heater. You're going to find that it does not change the answer, but I want you to at least prove that to me, that you understand that. The hot water heater is not going to be big enough to add to whatever you choose, so that's why they always put the hot water on, but I'll let you prove that to me. And then for the last bit, this is kind of interesting. You can use these hydronic systems. You can run the piping into the roof and get snow removal that way. You can turn that on when there's a snow load on the roof, and you can melt the snow off the roof, which in a place like Watertown, New York, is a useful thing, which is where the home is, if you didn't remember. So I asked for the roof calculation, and that's real easy. We know the width of the house is 29 feet 4 inches, so you can just say 29 and a half. You divide that by the cosine of 20, and that times the length of the house, and that'll be the square footage. I hope you don't mind I gave you the formula. I know some of you, it's been a long, long time since you did geometry and trigonometry in high school, and I didn't want you to try to have to dig that formula up from the back of your head. And so I hope the younger folks in the class don't mind that I did that for the folks that have been out for a few years, and I just gave them the formula. So I know this is something you learned how to do back in high school, but for some of us that was a long, long time ago. So that's why I just gave you the answer right here. Okay, so what am I looking for? I'm looking for these worksheets back. You have 3 of them for the hydronic, another 3 for the heat pump. Fill them in. Get them back to me. If you can't fill these in, hand draw something, get those back to me. And then this project is done.